Hey YouTube, welcome to the very first speed build for the CurlyQ channel. I'm really excited to be starting this series with you, and this is going to be YouTube specific content, so it will be stuff that will only be on the YouTube channel. You will not see this on Twitch. So just another reason to make sure you hit that subscribe button so you catch these videos once they come out every week. We're going to be doing a build challenge that I wouldn't say invented, but kind of just thought up. This is going to be the ABC theme build challenge. Now I know there is another ABC build challenge that is on out there on the internet, created by a different simmer, but this is going to be slightly different because what this is going to be, it's going to be a theme. So for example, this house for letter A is my interpretation of the player's Animal Crossing house, or the house in Animal Crossing that the player obtains once they've fully done all of the upgrades and all of that kind of good stuff. So you don't, in the other Simmers challenge, you have to make the house look like the shape of a letter. That's not required. It's just, for letter A, you're gonna pick a building that begins with the letter A. I did Animal Crossing, so that's what we're doing here. We're just getting our doors and windows put in. And as you can see, I kind of had a little bit of difficulty at the first, kind of figuring out what kind of windows I wanted. So I just kind of grabbed a few that I ended up liking, and just to kind of see how they looked. And as you can see now, these are the ones that I chose. So the Discover University ones are on the bottom. The ones from the Realm of Magic pack are on top, and we're just going to turn on move objects just so we can get some get those additional things in. I also did a slight foundation on this build, nothing too crazy, just to kind of give it a step, give it a little bit of height. And what I'm doing here is I'm just playing with terrain paint. I love using terrain paint in builds just because it really adds a lot of dimension to your build, and it doesn't cost any simoleons in the game, so it doesn't add to the cost of the overall house, which is really great because you can get a lot of super awesome detail in with no money. And here what I'm doing is I'm just doing a little fence. In my Animal Crossing house, the front part is fenced off, so I was just trying to mimic my own Animal Crossing house, and just doing a little bit of a fenced in front yard with some flowers. I also, in my Animal Crossing game, have a lot of flowers in front of my house, so what you'll see here in a second is I'm going to do, again, some more terrain paint to make it look like dirt. I'm going to do it on both sides to keep it symmetrical. The thing with Animal Crossing is everything tends to be very symmetrical in the game, including the houses. So where we are going to get a little bit of variety here is in the flower arrangements and the placements. They didn't want it to be too uniform here, so everything is kind of just tilted and curved and kind of put in on different angles, just to give it a little bit of a differentiation. So we're putting in some trees here, again using terrain paint to kind of discolor the areas on the ground where the stones are, the fencing, the house itself. If you ever go and look at a house, or if you go outside and look at your own house, if you have a fence or something like that, you'll notice when you look on the ground, the grass isn't perfectly green underneath those areas because there tends to be lack of sun, so they tend to be a little bit more discolored, a little more brown. So we use kind of the mossy paint, so we kind of give the illusion that yes, there is a little bit of grass there, but it is more dirt than grass. Just adding in some outside lights. One thing I really like to do when I'm when I'm doing lighting is I will set the lighting to nighttime, just so when I'm placing lights down, I have a better idea of how it's going to look at night. So it kind of gives me an idea of what to do. And here you can see we're adding windows and doors to the sides and the back of the house. Again, wanting it to be a little bit symmetrical, but not, trying to keep it symmetrical, but trying not to have it look all the same. We're also adding a small patio out here. Now, originally, I was just going to keep this as a patio, but you'll see in a moment that we end up putting some stairs out and doing some additional landscaping in the back. Just a tiny little pool, just something for the Sims to use outside. Nothing too fancy or crazy. Doing a couple of lounge chairs here, getting the flooring in, and just getting in some general pool accessories just to kind of jazz it up and make it look nice. Again, setting the game to nighttime mode in order to add the lights in, so I know, approximately how many lights I need, where they need to go, so it's properly lit. So that's what we're doing. Adding in an outdoor eating area. There's a grill. We're going to put in a table and some chairs as well, just to kind of have a nice little patio where the Sims can go outside. They can swim, they can lounge, they can have some dinner or whatever they would like. Putting in, again, some floor lights here, nothing too crazy, keeping it dim, but also, trying to just provide enough illumination to, so they can kind of see where it is they're going. Putting in some additional seating. And we did put some gardening pots out here as well as an activity. And I think this is the point where I decided that we were gonna put in the stairs, and we're going to add in some additional items. So we've got the clothesline, we've got the swing set. Here I go back into terrain paint, and I'm just doing a bit of sand underneath the swing set and the laundry line there. I'm also drawing a path to each, again, just to give it some dimension. I'm also discoloring the sides of the house, just like how we did for the front. So that's what we're currently doing. We're going to add in some trees here. Now eventually I actually put in the trees from, these guys, from the movie pack. The movie stuff pack, because they're technically considered lights as well as trees, which is super awesome. And this yard was big enough where we could get a couple of them out there, and it actually will work. Here we're adding in some privacy hedges, just to kind of go around the side of the patio. Just you always want to have that extra little sense of privacy when you're outside, and I just think it kind of looks nice to have some shrubbery out there as well. In a second, what we're also going to do is on the sides of the house where there's no fencing, we are going to add just some basic simple flowers. I think we just used base cane flowers here, just to, again, just kind of dress up the space a little bit, kind of make sure that we're not leaving any unnecessary white space. So we're just going to get those added in here. And the outside is pretty much done at this point. So what we're doing now is we're getting ready to move into the inside. I will be completely honest with you guys. I am much better, all right, I should say I have more confidence doing shells of builds and the landscaping than I am doing interiors. Definitely, I feel personally like interiors are something that I need more practice with. So here you can see we're creating the front entryway. We're placing the staircase for the second floor. And at this point, I'm just kind of moving around, trying to figure out where I want things to go. Again, just kind of comes from a lack of confidence. But we are getting rid of the walls next to the stairs because I felt it was too claustrophobic. That little room downstairs is going to be just like a powder room, just a little toilet and sink. Here we're creating bedrooms and bathrooms, as well as a master suite, and then there's going to be a sitting area up here as well. So currently I'm just kind of trying to figure out the layout for how we want this to go. So that's the master bathroom that's being drawn, and then there's a second bedroom right there as well. So that's the layout for the second floor. And then we're going back to the first floor. We're adding our staircase, and we're going to jump up to the top and place the rails up there as well. Okay. So starting in the back corner, we're starting with the corner piece. We're going to start designing the kitchen. I find that white kitchens are very in right now, as far as like white counters, white cabinets, things of that nature. I don't know if you guys watch HGTV or DIY Network. Those are two like home improvement TV channels that we have here in the States. And my mom is a big fan of HGTV. She loves that network. So all the time, if I'm spending time with her, we're watching home improvement shows, and they're always doing white kitchens. So kind of got inspired by that a little bit with the kind of the current trend. We're just trying to pick a wall color. Now, since we are going all white with the cabinets, I wanted to have the walls be a different color. So we're going with the kind of like the bluish gray on the wall, which gives it a really nice contrast. White tile for the kitchen, and then bar stools for the island portion. And we're gonna start adding the cabinets in here. Just getting a few of those, and then I'm gonna actually change my mind here in a moment. We're gonna move the sink and the dishwasher, and we're gonna place an actual pantry down, just to kind of fill that space out a little bit better. Okay, we're just accessorizing microwave. I love using the tea brewer. So we're doing the tea brewer, the tea satchels, and we're gonna do the mugs. And so I kind of filled up all of the counter space with just accessory type items, and then I left the area next to the stove empty. Excuse me. Yes, left the sorry about that. Left the area next to the stove empty, so the Sims would have a place where they could prepare their meals. Lighting, of course. And we're moving on to the living room here. So it is a bit of a smaller living room. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of try and maximize the space out as best as possible by using smaller pieces of furniture. So we're using a love seat here as opposed to a full couch, just a couple of chairs. We're really just gonna keep it simple in the living room area, placing the flooring down, trying to figure out how I want the love seat to go. and then a rug, and then we're just going to kind of accessorize to kind of fill in the dead areas or the white space. Getting some lighting in there. It's just some accessories to kind of help dress it up a little bit more. And I think that's it. Yep. All done with the living room. And I did actually end up putting a couple of columns on the corners here, just to give it a little bit of depth. Just a little bit of contrast to all the blue that was going on, help break it up a little bit. Okay, we're moving on to the front entryway. This area was pretty simple: lighting, rug, a couple of entryway tables, and some art on the wall, and a little bit of floral, and that's pretty much it for the front room there. Perfect. Okay, so we're done with that. We're moving on to this side space here. I really wasn't sure what to do with it at first, and then I just kind of decided that we should make it a downstairs office / reading area. So we're beginning that process by putting up the computer and the table. I actually went with a dark brown for this section of the home, just because it is kind of more of like a study area or / work area. I wanted it to feel a little bit more cozy, and so the darker wall helps to do that. We also place a fireplace here against the staircase, again just to kind of bring in a little bit of warmth and help it feel a little bit more cozy than say the rest of the house, which is a bit more open and calming with the blue tones. So just to have a little bit of contrast here, I'm just going to put some accessories up on the fireplace to decorate it up, and we're going to move on to the powder room. So this room is only going to have a toilet and a sink in it. It's nothing too crazy. It's just kind of like a downstairs restroom for the Sims. We're going to do the full baths upstairs with the shower and tub. So those will be coming up shortly here. We're just going to add a couple of accessories and we're going to move on. Just finishing up the downstairs with a little bit of art on the wall just to kind of help decorate the space up a little more. And here we are moving on to the upstairs area, placing all the doors for where we're going to go. Now we are going to start with the master suite. Anytime I start doing a bedroom, I always start with a bed. I find the bed and the bedding that I pick kind of helps set the inspiration for the how the room's going to look. So because this room kind of is a little bit of an awkward shape, we did put in the full closet in there just to kind of help fill in that little corner so it's not quite so awkward. Closets are great for fixing odd areas you may have in your bedrooms. It's still a bit of an odd shape, but we're going to just accessorize with a little end table here. And I think what we end up doing is we grab that flower, put it on the end table, and then we just place a small light next to the bed, which makes sense. You know, you're gonna want to have like a little table lamp next to your bed, and then we're gonna do a wall mirror as well. I really enjoy, maybe this is just me, I really enjoy using the vintage glamour pack for doing bedrooms. I'm not sure why, but that's typically where I end up using that pack the most, is when I'm designing bedrooms. I just find that the vintage glamour pack, it just gives kind of that luxurious, cozy feeling that I'm going for anytime I try to design a bedroom. So when I design bedrooms, I try to do it in a way where I think, what would I love to have in my room? And I always try to change it up a little bit so it's not always the same, but yet I find myself quite frequently going for the same items in the bedroom when it comes to design. So I don't know what that says about me. I guess it just means I like a little bit of luxury and some softness as well. But here we're doing the master ensuite. We have the jetted tub, trying to make it more of like a spa quality. And it's a smaller room, so it doesn't really require a lot in there. We are moving on to one of the other bedrooms here. This is the smallest bedroom of the build, so we did just opt with a single bed, which kind of fits perfectly wall to wall. In this room, we're not going to do too much here. I think it's just a bed, and we put on like a little wardrobe here to kind of help fill the space. Yeah, I think we ended up going with this one, and I think that's about it because there wasn't really a lot of room to work with in there. This is going to be another bedroom. Now on this side of the house, we are doing a 2 bedrooms with a Jack and Jill bathroom. So this is 2 bedrooms that are share an adjoining bathroom, which is really great if you have kids. When my brother and I were growing up, we had a Jack and Jill bathroom, so our rooms were separated by the bathroom, which was kind of nice because we had it to ourselves. We didn't really have to worry about wandering throughout the house to go to the bathroom, and it was just kind of nice to have. So again, we're going with the blue tones here, mixing it up a little, putting some pink and brown in there as well to help kind of break it up. This is the second bedroom with the adjoining Jack and Jill. This is also a smaller bedroom, so we are using a single bed in here as well. So we've got 2 bedrooms that have double beds and 2 that have the single beds. Doing another dresser because we've got that kind of awkward wall shape there next to the door. Nothing too crazy, just some basic decorations, throwing in some art as well. And I think we are also going to put a potted plant, and I think that will do it for that one. Perfect. Working on the adjoining bathroom. Again, nothing too crazy in here. We're doing a shower tub combo, sink, and a toilet, and just kind of decorating, adding in the necessary accessories with that as well. Putting down a bath mat. I think that's it. It's also the only bathroom where I put in a double sink because I kind of just felt like the size of it needed something to on both sides, so we ended up going with the double sink. Here we're doing the seating area. I'm just taking 2 of these corner couches, L-shaped couches from Seasons, placing them next to each other just to kind of create that like a little reading nook, or just a little place where you can sit by the window and enjoy the scenery. And we're just doing hallway stuff here, so I'm just adding some wall accessories, you know, dressing up the hall a little bit, but we're not going to get too crazy out here with furniture or anything like that. We're just going to add in the wall art and maybe a plant. I think we're going to do one more plant and that's going to do it. So the house is done. I do have some screenshots here for you guys. This is going to be the outside of the house, the backyard. And this is on the gallery under my origin ID, which is CurlyQSimmer. So make sure you look for that. That'll also be in the description for this video down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please catch me live every weekend on Twitch. We play Sims and lots of other things. We'd love to see you there. twitch.tv/xcurlyqx. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, guys.